Susan, are we recording?
Mhm.
Okay. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. This is a regular monthly board meeting of the Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority, and this meeting is called to order. We have a additional member who is online remote due to the weather conditions, and she is.
Diane Para,
And
in Ogdensburg and County Route 4.
thank you. Okay, Mr. Lawrence, any letters or communications to the board?
One letter, a thank you letter from the town of Morristown for a letter of support that we submitted to them, supporting their New York Forward Round 4 grant application.
Yeah, very nice from Supervisor Puck.
Frank Putnam.
Approval of board minutes, November 2025.
Yes, I had an opportunity to review the minutes. Everything looks great. Everything is in order, and I would move to accept the minutes.
For a second,
Second.
all those in favor of approving the board minutes I submitted for November 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No one's opposed, they're approved. Reports, committee reports, none. Financial reports. Patty, how are you?
We will start with the statement of financial position, as we always do. You will notice the negative number right there on the top. Please don't be concerned. The transfer was made between accounts after the cutoff on Friday, so it was not recorded until Monday, and the 31st was Friday. So that was all taken care of. Our accounts receivable regular, 80% of the AR is either current or 1 to 30 days. We had one tenant who had just over $34,000 outstanding in the 31 to 60, which is what brought the percentage down. That tenant has paid, so we are back up above 90%.
Good.
Our accounts payable regular is at 123,228. Our project accounts payable is at 2.4. Pretty much all of that has been paid, and we're now waiting for the reimbursement to make another payment out. Our bank accounts, you'll notice, they're following what we would expect them to be. Our construction in progress, our 4 top projects, of course, the airport revitalization project is number 1 at just over 20 million. The drainage is still open until we can get the piping across the road. And the dock wall expansion is just getting underway. And our accounts payable, our top 9 are there on the sheet for you. And that leaves 30 plus vendors to share a balance of $25,000. Any questions on the statement? We'll go to the income statement. Our revenue, our income is still above our budget, even though we have a couple of line items that we know of that are below budget. We are overall still above budget. Our bridge expenses, our maintenance expense, as we know, we had to replace the fins on the boiler downstairs, which is what is bringing our maintenance bridge expense over budget at this point. Our general expenses, we have a number of things, some of which were budgeted that are just skewing the number for now, and a few things such as the SPCC plan that were not budgeted that have caused the increase in general expenses for the month and for the year end. Our airport, Our maintenance expenses, as you know, the largest item that has made the maintenance expense over budget was the runway striping for $46,000. And our maintenance expense under Commerce Park, most of that still deals with the cleaning away of the debris pile that we're carrying through from April. Otherwise, everything is pretty much still under budget, and we're in a reasonable place right now. Are there any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Gonna go right into budget now.
Do you want to go into the budget right now? We can.
That's why Megan's here.
I decided to change up the picture just a little bit, so we have a brighter one than we did before.
Cheery.
Our discussion of our prior year, you'll notice that first graph really shows the challenges that we've had on the toll bridge. And of course, that is through October. And we do expect it to rise a little bit, but right now it is in line with our 21-22 fiscal year. And that shows our total income since 2019, 2020, which is our baseline year, our best year that we've had. The bridge improvements completed in the fall of 21 has continued to be a critical step forward. The authority will be undertaking another project in the spring of 26 to continue the rehab and painting of spans 8 through 12. I think I have that right, do I? On the International Bridge. The Port of Ogdensburg continues to handle the inflow of products to the region. The airport has partnered with Breeze Airways for its essential air service. And we go on to list the different connections that you can get either from Raleigh-Durham or from Washington Dulles. We have a couple of pictures from our ribbon cutting in December of 2025. A vision a number of years in the making was unveiled thanks to invaluable partnerships with New York State and federal sources. The Commerce Park campus has remained near capacity. Discussions are ongoing with 2 possible tenants that have been occupancy over 90% before the end of the fiscal year. And the railway remains strong, bringing service from the port to the greater North Country and beyond. The rail traffic increases can be attributed to volume growth from both existing clients and new accounts to the rail line. Bridge rehab on 2 bridges continues, bringing their capacity to the 286 pounds standard weight for rail freight to ensure commercial success into the future. So that's a general idea of our 25-26 year. If there's something anybody feels should be included in that, let me know before I send this on to the state. Our budget for 26-27 totals $10,431,301. This includes $7 million for the operational costs, 1.1 for debt service, 1.4 for OBPA's portion of various projects, and 530,000 for capital expenditures. Some of those capital expenditures we may have to defer, and we know that going in, but we want to continue to keep those in the forefront of everyone's mind so that we don't get complacent to think that we're in good shape.
Yep.
We are bringing the 26-27 budget calculation for the bridge revenue to be 79% of the OBPA's baseline revenue. I was edging towards 75, but I was convinced to go to 79, which will bring us 2.1 million.
Which is how much down from baseline?
Baseline, it was approximately 600,000 down. Baseline is 2.623, and we were coming at 2.123, actually. So 500,000.
500,000 down? What was this year's?
We budgeted 87% of the 2.6, but we're not coming in at, we know where we are now, but we had budgeted 87.
When you look at Patty's total income in the front,
Mhm.
you see that gradual incline. You do know, given a normal course, that 25, 26 would be higher than 24, 25.
Mhm.
And because we're at like 6 or 8% from normal at the end for the fiscal year 24. You can see how close that is to 19. So we were on a trajectory to almost get close to 2019. And then you see, the reason she said she was convinced, I'm convinced that there's going to be some additional traffic. Just like, people just wanting to change a little bit of their habits as Canadians. And so I'm just factoring in that. I don't think it's a stretch to add another 4%, but I'm just trying to be hopeful there with that, but it's still 500,000 there that we won't be getting or we'll never get. I mean, I'm pretty sure on that. Sorry, man.
No, that's okay.
Big one. What do you think? Well, now's the time to talk about it.
So could you be a little more specific with your question?
Do you think that 79% is attainable for this coming fiscal year as far as revenue for the bridge?
I mean, I think that we're all like feeling this massive uncertainty, not really knowing how people's feelings are going to change about regular travel habits coming in. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I just have to like trust and believe that it was made looking at trends, looking at the information we have. So, yeah, I don't have a compelling reason to think otherwise.
Huh?
Do you? What are your thoughts? Yeah.
I'd be a little bit more pessimistic. Megan?
I mean,
So we were at 87 for this year's budget,
The budget was for 87.
right? And that's
We
not
haven't hit that,
happening,
no.
correct?
I would say you're totally valid. The one thing, maybe it's a little hubris on my part, is Patty and I looked at everything that we picked, even in COVID, and we were pretty much in line, and I'm not saying, but I don't, quite honestly, we didn't miss anything. And I'm just saying, it's more of a feeling.
right,
There's nothing
right.
you can do, so you've got to go with that, but to go 25%, right now we're at 30, and I just think for the whole year, I'll be shocked if it's below, if we're below this year, then we have problem. I mean, and it just goes with the same feeling I had with COVID, so I'm just saying, there's no science
Right,
with this, it's really just how relations go, and so there's a wild card in there that could destroy just what I'm saying, but I have to go with the way it is now and kind of we went back and forth on it, but for 4%, and, you know, when we were at 87, we're still going down from this year, and we're, you know, you see where we're at, but
I look at what Steve wrote reviewing the bridge traffic numbers, and we seem to have plateaued a bit, which is why I agreed to let it go. We went from 35 to 31.8, almost 32, and now we're at 31. So we're starting very, very slowly to creep back in the direction we want to be. And we've plateaued. Last month was $92,000 difference. This month is 51,000. So
Adding the flights, and I'm sure there's,
you know,
you're right, new flight routes. There's a lot of factors entering in. Of course, things are changing every day on the political front. Something that happen, you know. Yeah, I mean,
Guy? Can't hear
She has to unmute
Yep.
herself.
her. You're muted, Di.
Got it. If you, hope you can hear me, I barely have a voice. I'm sick. That's why I'm not there. You know, it's hard to try to predict behavior trends when everything about it is unpredictable. And, you know, will behavior change when all the same situations are still the same? I don't know. I don't know.
You're comfortable with 79%?
I'm comfortable being, I think it's a pretty good place between being conservative and being mildly optimistic. But I think budgetarily we need to be prepared if, you know, if things continue to I don't know, spiral, I guess. It's like Steve said, there's no magic answer here. But we have to get it right for the budget. We have to make the best guess for the budget.
All right, so you're comfortable with that then?
our other revenue, in addition to total revenue, the authority receives income from other sources, rent and commercial, airline rates and charges, general aviation, fuel sales at the airport, and income derived from the activity of the marine terminal and railroad. The forecast for all other revenue is 4.9, a $707,000 or approximately 14% increase from 25-26. The 26-27 budget provides for total uses of $10,431,301, reflecting a $231,000 or 2.2% raise from the 25-26 budget.
That's right on as far as I'm concerned.
With inflation and different things like that, yes, I think that's reasonable. The 26-27 budget deficit is anticipated to be 3.2 million. This decrease of $232,000 is nominally below last year's projected deficit. Project expenses, we just talk a little bit about all of the things that we're doing, because by next fiscal year, the airport revitalization project will be done. And then we're just, because the budget goes to 24-25, that does show the AEAS, I still leave in a little discussion of EAS and AEAS so that the state can see that that has changed. And you can see our sources of funds, our revenue summary on the next page. This is how we're breaking it all down. The only income that is below 25-26 is our rental income.
I realized that total revenue budget was, that number was picked before things changed.
Right.
So you're actually comparing it to a higher number than we've been able to factor that. Actually, that number wouldn't be red, it would be more in line with 24 or 25, 26.
And rental income, as Mr. Coffin told us a number of years ago, we should not always assume that everyone's staying. So there is always we have now been building in a 5% default number, just in case something happens and someone does leave. And I've just touched on a couple of little items along the way, the event center, the marine terminal, and reiterated our toll revenue. And the next page, you can see the graph of where our income comes from. So we have three basic 30%ers: the marine terminal, toll revenue, and rental income. And then basically the railroad comes in at 0.39, and the airport gives us the other 10%.
So Susie, you're only above railroad income, so.
It's only her first year.
No pressure, no pressure. Just so you know.
I think
That's
she
great.
did a good job of budgeting what we think we can expect, and she and I talked about
Oh,
a
good.
percentage of what you take in, what should be your expense and everything. And so this will be a moving target because it is our first year, but we think we've got a good handle on it.
Do you have a new desk yet?
Yes, they do. You should come
There
see it.
She's up and going.
Yeah.
If you look at our uses of funds, our expense summary, you will see the first grouping of items we call the operating total. That is at 7.2, and it is those other things, the debt service, the capital, and our portion of the projects that brings our budget to the 10 million.
Trying to think, isn't there something in here that's paid off this coming year?
There are a number of things that I've paid off early.
Good.
Our utilities, you'll notice a big decrease in utilities. We have enough credits with our solar. The solar that we purchase is given to National Grid. National Grid then uses our solar credits to power most of our buildings. We are adding the rest of them, hopefully by the end of the fiscal year, which will mean we will only pay for the solar at the kilowatt hours. And we will begin to build in an amount into leases as they come forward, because there will be no more National Grid bills. Ooh, aren't we?
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, they'll be zero. There'll still be bills, but they'll be zero.
So they're paying for postage.
Most of it will be powered by renewable energy, all of
Very
all
nice.
of our operations.
That's great.
Is that known in Auburn?
I'm not sure.
You might
I can bring
want to
that
remind
up
them.
monthly, yeah.
Good.
We'll bring it in, Patty, through the airport,
Mhm.
and just say we finally reached 100%.
Well, here underneath our expenses, it says as part of the offset to higher expenses to the expanded airport space, the authority investigated the possibility of moving the airport terminal break room building electricity to the authority's solar credits. In preparation for that changeover, it was noted that almost all, if not all, of the authority's electricity could be transferred to the solar that is already powering the administration building, the border station, and the port buildings.
I think that's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that's really great.
Very good.
And we know we probably have enough credits that we probably won't see a big decrease for at least 2 years. And then as time goes on, we can see whether we will start getting small bills for any difference, but we think we're going to position ourselves well right now. If we look at our uses chart, what one would expect, our salaries and benefits, and our project expenses, and then everything else comes in slightly under that. Our debt service, our land mortgage, we paid off in 25. Its end date was 26. The loan from the line of credit was paid off, and that was due to be paid off in July of 26. The general line of credit is ongoing. Our promissory note for the airport parking was paid off 2 years early, 2.5 years early. So we are in a good position. We are looking, this sheet shows us for the 26-27 budget that we're going to add a toll booth hardware software loan, if the board approves, for $250,000, I believe. No upgrades have been completed for the toll booth in approximately 10 years. The toll booth here, yes. So we are going to start on a 1 to 2 year plan to upgrade. We have a quote from eTransit. So we're working with that. The airport mortgage is the one that has been ongoing. That was the renegotiated mortgage, the supposed balloon payment after year 7, and then they move it out 3 more years. So that will be done in February of 28.
Is that the last mortgage we have on the previous terminal expansion in 2014?
That's the mortgage. There's still the bond. Right, so, and that you'll see down below the series 2017 tax exempt bond. That goes on until 2047.
Okay. I probably won't be here then.
No, but the mortgage,
Don't forget my
talking
flag.
about?
Don't forget my flag.
everything in the Commerce Park is collateralizing that mortgage. So we will get all our buildings back.
Good, good.
And while it's not on here, we expect not in 26, 27, but in 27, 28, our portion of the paving project or the painting project on the bridge will kick in, and for 27, 28, it will probably be our portion of that, which is anticipated to be 750,000. But we have already been talking to one of our financial institutions who's willing to talk to us about the line of credit turning into the loan at the end. So we already are moving forward with that. And these are just little things I put together as sort of departments, the bridge and the Commerce Park, because we share all of our resources, our equipment, our manpower. We put the two together, and together they will have a $200,000 profit. The marine terminal and railroad, the same sort of thing. If we get what we anticipate in ships, we should have approximately a $700,000 profit report. And unfortunately, because the airport is the holder of most of the debt, which unfortunately is not Charlie's fault. I keep saying that because it's gotta be heartbreaking for him to see all the time that he's the sole holder of our biggest portion of the debt.
No pressure, John.
Are there any questions on the budget? Anything you'd like me to explain? Anything you think we need to put into?
I like the way you presented it, this CFI. It's very straightforward. I like the draft. Obviously, you and Steve and staff have put a lot of time into it.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I think you've done, all of you have done a good job. Very good job. Thank you.
And I do have to say that our operating income lost, it's only 208,000. It's all those things that you really can't control that are what bring us down. Last year was 5 and change operating, and then the things we can't do too much about. So we're moving in the right direction.
Exactly.
Thank you, Patty. I will second Sam's sentiments. Very, very well done. Very, very easy to understand, straightforward. Great job. Thank you.
Megan?
Yeah, it's nice to see everything condensed. I mean, the authority can get a little unwieldy with all its pieces, parts. And so, and we tend to kind of focus on whatever's in front of us at the time. So it's kind of nice to get a end of year recap on everything that's been going on. So even though I complain bitterly about it, I do actually like to see everything that's happened over the year and kind of,
Yeah.
it's nice to see and see where we're headed.
Susan, did you get that part when she said she complained? Di?
Yeah, the same. I echo my congrats. This is really well done. I look at a lot of budgets and it's very easy to read and to follow and to, chart all the numbers. So yeah, great job.
Good. Anything else, Patty?
No, I think I'm done.
All right, let's go on to the bridge traffic report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Basically, a couple sentences. November bridge traffic remained well below 2019 to 24 levels. And that's largely due to the tariffs and border issues. And one thing to know that toll revenues continue to trend below our budget projections. But I think you all knew that from what we talked about. Without Patty really went into it in detail. But just more of the same. And, I don't know, we're just keeping an eye on it. Hopefully it just, even if it's slowly starts trending better, that's a good sign, but we'll keep an eye on that. Any questions?
When was the last time we had a toll increase?
When was the last, it was an election year, after election year.
No, they forced us to move it because we won. Oh,
Okay, Dick.
Yes. Postponed, I think, I would say early 2019. And we've explored that on and off through the last 5 years, and there's really hasn't been a good time to pursue that. Even though, I think there was some pushback, but that was years ago, and we really haven't brought that up.
Just wondering, I'm not, I don't know what the others have in the area. Maybe just in 26, just to look at it. I don't need it now. I don't need it.
No, Messina finally increased theirs. And TI does it on a regular basis.
I just don't know what it is. We can look at it in 26. Okay, and I have noticed more, and it's funny, more blue and white plates, black and white plates, Quebec. Then I saw a green and white plate. I had to think about that. From Ontario,
Mhm.
you know why?
That's an energy efficient car.
Yep.
Alternate energy.
Really, not really.
See,
I know.
She's there with your Tim Hortons.
Something about that on the top or something.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Honorary Canadian.
Yeah, interesting. So hopefully, you know, go back to the, again, the 79%. You know, maybe the initial attitude might change a little. We'll see. Doesn't really help that the exchange rate is still pretty low.
Yeah.
Um,
That doesn't move much. I know.
No.
And well,
No,
that could be a factor, but I don't anticipate that.
no, I don't think it'll go lower. I'm hoping the new prime minister will work out things with other countries and maybe their, you know, what their exchange rate is will be better. You know. Okay, good. Any other questions on branch traffic? Nope. Move on to Charlie.
Yes, November, still 30 flights, about 1672 in plane, 41% load factors. So we're still up in 100% completion rate. On-time performance still 83% due to still a lot of traffic delays, air traffic delay coming out Dulles. Again, nothing on our end that has delayed the flight. December employments were projected at 1,400 employments so far for December, but that's still, usually there's a 20-30% give or take during the holidays that bounce. So that will increase as time goes during the Christmas holidays.
You're 1,100 below 15,000 employments, Charlie.
That's correct.
Okay.
So
I
we're
knew
at
you guaranteed me at least 15,000.
You're gonna have to take a lot of trips to make up for that, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's on every flight.
Yeah, but so far we're just, you know, a little recap. We're definitely better than even 2019 numbers at this time. Our November employments in all 4 or 5 years has not seen that number. So that's been great. Just to add on to that, myself and Bree's been working on a lot of different connection that's out of Raleigh. So starting in May of 2026, our passenger will be able to connect through Tampa and Fort Myer on all Raleigh flights on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays on same-day connections.
So instead of going to Orlando, they can get off the plane, get on another plane that goes to either Tampa or.
Fort Myer.
Awesome.
So those are 2 same-day connections that we'll be able to do. And New Orleans, that's in Louisiana, MSY, they'll be able to do Tuesday to Tuesday on the same-day connections. That's going to New Orleans,
Out of Raleigh?
out of Raleigh,
When does that start?
in May. So all those schedules start in May. MCO still sticks around for the breeze through. That doesn't change. So still the same aircraft. That doesn't change.
That was Raleigh Durham to, where? Or what's the breeze through?
Breeze through is MCO, Orlando.
Okay.
Yep,
But
Orlando
they can
International.
leave that plane and go either to Tampa or Fort Myers.
Correct. They usually are next gate down the gate before. Usually
Right.
their breezes gates right around the same area.
And you can return
On this
from those locations on the same.
on the same day, also on those dates.
So that eliminates that issue of a layover.
Overnight connection, correct. So same day connections.
Awesome, Charlie.
So yeah, those should bring some little bit of a little bit higher employments. Hopefully Sam will try to top the 15,000 next year with this at least. But we're gonna try to push for some marketing efforts onto those routes, so people are aware of those routes. Those routes are not same day connection before. It was always been an overnight connections. So I think that would definitely boost some. I did have a lot of passenger asking about Tampa, so I think that's gonna boost some
Yeah, I heard
employments
that.
there. Fort Myers, there is a south traffic. It all depends. Seems like a good amount of people are going down to Fort Myers and Venice area. That started becoming a popular area. It's just like Vero Beach. It's developing. So yeah.
Like with the West Coast.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's different markets almost in a way. So now we'll be able to supply 3 different markets in Florida in a way that on both ends.
Awesome.
So that should do well, but we'll keep you guys updated how that does. Like Patty mentioned, we had a ribbon cutting event for the airport expansion. So, we did mention that. I think as far as what we've seen with airports, it's well suited for all the passengers. That's going to travel through. We have seen it with roughly 100. Trying to think here. The latest we have 129 passengers that was flying out. They all well comfortably seated in the whole room without crowding at each other.
Good.
So
Excellent.
besides that, that's all I got.
Charlie, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I have had some air travelers ask about where we are with Interline with Breeze. Do you have any update on that? It's just
No,
when
so
we picked them, that was one of the things they were going to pursue, and
Yeah.
if there's something, you got any information on that?
yeah, so far that's still something that Breeze is constantly still working on, but the challenge it becomes that like I was saying, just because Breeze started going into markets that has pushing the majors. So they've been getting a lot of pushback on majors, getting the majors in airlines, American, Delta,
I
United.
mean, they don't like competition? Oh,
I mean, like I said, we know the 3 legacy carriers that's always stand within the U.S. airline history.
Mhm.
So it's one of those deals that it's Breeze has trying their efforts and they're still trying, but and so far what they're seeing right now, I think they're still in talks with 2 other major carrier after they got turned down in Dulles.
Okay, thanks. Sure.
I can understand why it's not happening. It's not Breeze's fault, other than the fact that they've been very good to us and have deals like this coming in May. Hopefully, will that start in May and then go year round
Correct.
next fall and next winter?
Mhm.
Will really show 3 different destinations in Florida coming out of our airport.
Correct.
Good. And then New Orleans, that you said, that'd be good too.
Yep.
Excellent. Another thing I gotta say about Breeze. I'm addicted to that app, Charlie, that's all your fault. So I saw the plane go around and around and around today. Obviously, we're always concerned about safety,
Correct.
and which is why the plane didn't land today. So what happened and how are they fixing it?
So in regards to today's issue, so it's mainly, like you say, Sam, it's a safety issue. So Breeze has what they call their minimum to land. They have to have what we call, with them is 1 statute miles to land, and we were at a half. So half statute miles, which is below their minimum. The ceiling's at 300 feet, which is just about 3,000 feet, sorry. Oh, 300 feet. 300 feet is what they need as minimum, which they had that. Runway we were keeping on it was doing good. It's just the visibility wasn't good enough for them to land. So what they did, they ended up diverted back to RDU. Their plan is to send up one of their replacement aircraft, their E-jets, their Embraers, which is about 105 seats, Embraer 190s, and they'll be here tomorrow morning at 7:15 landing here to pick up the rest of the Raleigh passengers and heading back to Raleigh and then continue on to Orlando. And then the second flight will still continue on as the Washington Dulles flight still runs.
So those who didn't get off the plane today can come tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And those that were waiting to get on the plane can get on that plane and still end up in Orlando if that's their final destination.
Correct.
Tomorrow.
Correct, tomorrow.
Okay, now other airlines we've had, you would never see that.
That's very correct.
So Breeze is doing everything they can to serve as travelers from our airport, whether they're from northern New York or southeastern Ontario.
Correct.
So,
I think with their flexibility, with the backup aircraft, it does a lot. Just, their A220 is great, but just because the A220 is probably scheduled to be back in Orlando for different routes. So with the flexibility of having a fleet of 12 of the E190s, I think this definitely helped them a lot. They can send it to any places that needs it.
excellent. Thank you and thank Breeze. Anyone else?
I do. Sorry, Charlie, I have a question, comment, I guess.
Let's go to Arkansas.
No. What will, what are you finding, is the most effective way to market? Like, as we're adding these new routes, I think it's like super exciting. I think we can really, really build some momentum and get the word out.
Yeah.
Is it social media? Is it print media? Are we radio? Like, what is the marketing, or is there a plan in place?
So, and again, like the same thing we were saying is we're still doing social media. We've been doing on radio. But I think a lot of time Breeze's plan that has worked for them with advertising, it's always been when it's snow flying outside. That's when they push very, very hard when it's snow flying. Because the ticket they said the amount of ticket they get click on it when snow flying, and it's been like 1 week of solid snow. It's been ridiculous of how many people are booking flights to get out of the place.
Okay.
So.
And that's something they do for all of their
Their markets. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then the same thing right now, Breeze trying to build RDU into what they call their East Coast base. So they're trying to get every routes kind of into RDU, even Albany and Syracuse, they start having a lot of flights into RDU. Burlington has flight into RDU. So they're trying to connect all the fly in, so almost like a major carrier that they fly into a hub and they connect out to that hub.
I just wonder, maybe Breeze has the information. It's just, I'm interested to find out marketing, like venue, so to speak, and the purchasing a ticket. Like, what are the most impactful markets? That data's got to be somewhere, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have it. We can talk to the marketing team to get that.
Okay. And I've personally been asked, is the Tuesday special still going?
Yes,
Okay, and it is every Tuesday in person, 11 to 1.
it has been
Mhm.
changed.
Yeah, 9.
9 to 11.
Oh, okay. let me write
So that changed because the operation they have flight during that time.
it down. Okay.
The RU flight runs on Tuesday around that time, the ticketing counter, so they can't run ticket sale and ticketing counter at the same time.
And people can purchase, this is a question that comes up a lot, they can purchase a ticket just for themselves or anyone who's flying?
They
It's
can
for-
they can purchase for anyone that's flying.
And at any time, any future date, and from other destinations?
Correct. They can book out for Syracuse, they can book out for Burlington, anywhere else, not just from our airport.
Anywhere Breeze flies.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, we want to book out of our.
Of course. Okay,
Okay, any other questions, Charlie?
thanks, Charlie.
Megan, good?
Yep.
Di? Good?
Good.
Okay. Airport event report, Susie.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, as you guys have heard, so we had a ribbon cutting event, very successful, I feel. We got a lot of good feedback. And out of that ribbon cutting, we're also be able to provide like site tours for people as well to kind of see it a little bit more. Also, like, so some events that we possibly could get for the event center was like a conference for January 8th, possibly booking a jamboree January 10th. We do have a booking for February 28th for like a craft fair. And then for as far as the cafe, we have received RFPs, and so we are deciding on that. And then we did actually receive the furniture as well for the great room, not all of it. So we see the soft seating, which actually, like Charlie has mentioned, it's getting a lot of good use out of that. The customers are really liking that a lot. And then the 15th, we're supposed to be receiving more furniture like the chairs and stuff like that for the great room.
Those chairs are comfortable. I sat on them the other day. Other people waiting for people to come in on flights. Yeah, you could tell they were liking it.
Yeah, and it's great too, because like where it's set up, like you can see the plane come in,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's absolutely
And
fantastic.
with big airports, you're in a secure area when someone comes. No one can, remember
That's
the old
right,
days?
yeah.
You wave, someone's coming off because anyone can just go to where the plane's departing. With us, it's like the old times that you can watch someone get off the plane, come in,
Yeah.
their bag, and you're right there. So it's kind of,
And there's some people they could see. I think it was grandma get off the plane and somebody, the kids, must be their grandkids. And yeah, it was pretty nice. Nice touch. Anything else? Any questions of Susie?
I just want to comment again, super great job on the ribbon cutting. Really fantastic. Everything was on point. It was
Great, thank you.
really great. Thank you.
Megan, good? Diane, good?
Good.
Okay. Go to the port activity report.
November report activity, November 21st, we received the Mark W. Barker, a self-unloading salt vessel that discharged 8,000 tons direct to the dock. We do expect one more vessel to arrive December 16th, is the most recent update I've received.
What will that give us for salt sitting on the dock, you know?
So around receiving 110, 120, 80,000 roughly.
How much?
80,000,
You have 80,000 left right now?
correct.
You do see a lot of trucks going down there, so. Remember we talked about a snowy year? What that might mean?
We're off and running.
Well, yeah, we're definitely off and running. So we have 80,000 tons available to get us through March.
April.
I look at
Okay.
surprised.
Sorry.
So, maybe I already asked this question. If it's the kind of year it's turning out to be, we can get our hands on additional salt from somewhere else?
No, for the most part, no, not via vessel. The seaway closes after the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We do have capabilities of unloading rail cars or receiving in via truck. But more than likely, if it was ever to be delivered across the border or from somewhere else via truck, it would probably go to a local DOT direct rather than
To us?
We had a good month, almost 11,000 tons out the door, received 13 rail cars. We just Monday alone received one order of 3,600 tons for a local New York State DOT barn. So things have picked up this week tremendously, and I do not expect the inbound rail cars to continue. The customer demand on the receiving end is decreased, so our customers will then in return decrease the amount of rail cars we will expect to receive. And we've got ongoing conversations with some steel beam or partial steel beam to be loaded out as well for activity.
the issue with the rail cars has been taken care of?
Yeah, the customer been informed of the issues.
And the fence has been repaired or not?
It has not been repaired due to recent cold snaps. and
Weather?
Weather.
So there hasn't been any issues with anything else with that?
No, we've got the fence upright as it needs to be for the time being.
Any questions, James? We'll move on to economic development report, including building occupancy.
Yeah, so building occupancy started with that, relatively stable again for this month for Commerce Park and the Bridge Administration Building. Which is good. There's a couple of resolutions that I'm bringing forward tonight that's gonna up the occupancy, so that'll be good for the January report. Just a couple of quick highlights over the past month, that the opportunity to attend the Highway H2O conference in Toronto. It was very well attended. It was actually, I was on the conference committee, which has nothing to do with the results, but it was the most attended and the highest sponsorship in 20 years. So it was the 20th year of the, or 20th anniversary of the conference.
Good.
So it was very good turnout and attendance. Chairman and I attended the St. Lawrence Nuclear Forum at Clarkson.
Mhm.
That was presented by Assemblyman Gray. That was very well attended.
Mhm.
We got to learn a lot more about the economic opportunities that it would provide for this area. And further reaffirmed our support as an authority for a project of that nature. Pleased to report that the cafe tenant is receiving shipments of equipment. So they're outfitting the space. This is the cafe at the Commerce Park. Yes, it's building one. So they're moving forward with ideally a January
Oh,
open date.
good.
So we'll keep you apprised when we get close on that. We'll try to make an event of it. So we're excited about that. And like I said at the beginning, filming at the Commerce Park the rest of the way, it's probably the closest in the 3.5 some odd years I've been here, that we'll get back to almost full occupancy. That's nice.
Good. Anything else? Any questions of Anthony? No? No, it's an unfinished business.
On the whole, Mr. Chairman, but I'd like at this time to request a executive session for the board.
And reasons for?
Yes. Hold on, let me get it. It's relating to section 105 of the open, 1F of the open meetings law, the medical, financial credit, and employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. We anticipate that there's no action by formal vote after the executive session.
Okay. Is there a motion to go in executive session?
So moved.
Made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Executive session, Mr. Lawrence, any, make sure she's on. We on, Susan? Okay. Mr. Lawrence, any action taken as a result of executive session?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to business items, general administration, A1.
Approval of the 2026-2027 OBPA annual budget. The authority's recommended annual budget for the year ending March 31st, 2027 has been prepared by staff and presented to the Board of Directors at its meeting on the 10th of December, 2025. The budget as prepared is summarized below. Revenue of $7,048,385. Expenses of $7,257,154, leaving a net operating loss of $208,769. Debt service requirement of $1,159,214. Capital grant income of $34,458,000. $483,265. Capital grant expenditure, $35,967,498. OBPA capital expenditure of $530,700, leaving a full net profit loss of $3,382,916. The annual budget is required to be submitted to the Authority Budget Office, Office of the State Comptroller, OSC, and Division of Budget, DOB, by January 1st, 2026. Therefore, staff is requesting board approval for the submission of the annual budget as summarized above.
Thank you. Is there a motion
So moved.
I'll second.
and a second? Is there any discussion? Now, we're aware of the red that's in this budget, and staff and board members have discussed that. There's no surprises. We've been aware of revenue for going into this particular year, this fiscal year, and moving into next fiscal year. We're all aware of what's going on, with revenue at the bridge and other expenditures. There's no surprises in here. What Patty and Steve have done is put together a budget that the board is comfortable with and well aware of what's contained in it. No other discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes,
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
thank you. Move on to item A2.
Item A2, General Administration, approval of retainer agreement extension with the Volatus Law Firm. During 2025, the authority has managed an unusually heavy legal workload involving federal and state grants, procurement actions, property matters, contract negotiations, regulatory compliance with multiple agencies, including FAA, DHS, New York State DOT, MARAD, New York State Authority's Budget Office. The Volatus Law Firm PC has provided consistent legal support across these matters, including time-sensitive reviews, agreement preparation, grant compliance guidance, and direction on authority governance matters. The Volatus Law Firm has submitted an updated retainer agreement dated December 1st, 2025 that continues to support under revised hourly rates effective January 1st, 2026. OBPA staff recommends the continued engagement of the Volatus Law Firm PC under the terms of the updated retainer agreement.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Made and seconded. Is there any discussion? You want me to say something bad, don't
No, I would say that that was a very generous reduction in their normal hourly rate to make it
And,
very
They've
reasonable.
held all their rates since, I believe it's 2021 or 22. It's been at least 3 years. And we just agree, I agree that we needed to address that. And we appreciate everything they've done for us. Well worth every penny.
Mhm.
Absolutely. The staff at the Volatus Law Firm is excellent, has worked well with all of us, staff and members of the board, and those that we deal with in Albany and in Washington. And it's great that they're willing to partner with us again as we go into another year. Anything else? Susan, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
Yes.
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
That's right, so
Thank you all.
probably have a phone. Agenda item A3.
Agenda item A3, General Administration, approval of retainer agreement extension with Strategic Development Specialists LLC, the MWBE firm. The authority has a contract with Strategic Development Specialists an MWB organization to assist the authority with government affairs and advocacy of authority projects, to provide information on policies and programs that may have potential impact on the authority, and to assist in strategic planning efforts to advance the interests of the authority with respect to identifying, securing, and implementing grants and other incentives pertaining to the authority's priorities and programs. The authority has negotiated to extend the current contract for the period January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026 at a cost of $6,000 per month. There will be no monthly fee increase over the 2025 agreement.
Thank you. Motion?
Also moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I just wanted to mention too, that this is another one that, has not, they've held their price, their per month price. I believe it's been for 3 years. And we certainly appreciate, that.
Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Whitman?
Yes.
Ms. Carroll?
Yes,
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes. Agenda item C1.
Okay, approval of new lease agreement with Strader Paris International Limited. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with Strader Paris International Limited for 7,971 square feet of warehouse space in Building 3 of the Commerce Park campus for a 1-year period commencing December 1st, 2025 and terminating November 30th of 2026 at a rate of $5.60 per square foot, equaling $3,719.80 per month, $44,637.60 for the 1-year period, exclusive of utilities.
That's in building 3.
Yes.
Basically, fills that up.
Yes, except for a small office footprint.
So they've been a tenant before. They're just moving into a different space.
They're expanding.
They're expanding.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent. Motion,
So moved.
second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Carroll?
yes,
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitman?
Yes.
Good. Agenda item C2.
Okay, approval of new lease agreement with 648-2228 Canada Incorporated for Commerce Park Campus Building 1. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with 648-2228 Canada Incorporated for 5,708 square feet of warehouse space in Building 1 of the Commerce Park campus for a 5-year period commencing December 1st, 2025 and terminating November 30th of 2030 at an initial rate of $6.21 per square foot, equaling $2,953.89 per month, $35,446.68 for the first year, exclusive of utilities and subject to an annual increase of 3%.
Motion,
So moved.
second.
I'll second.
Discussion.
It's a nice long term.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, yeah.
This is a new firm.
Yes, brand new to us. They deal in bearings, specialty bearings.
They have a location already in Canada.
Yes. Yeah, they go by the trade name of General Bearing Service. Yes.
In the Ottawa area.
Yes.
Close
Yeah.
by there. Good, nice job. Any other discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Wait, Mr. Burns, yes. I'm sorry. Ms. Hickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Whitman?
Yes.
Ms. Carroll?
yes,
Agenda item C3.
Okay, approval of new lease agreement with 648-2228 Canada Incorporated for Commerce Park Campus Building Number 4. Staff has negotiated a new lease agreement with 648-2228 Canada Incorporated for 3,566 square feet of warehouse space in Building 4 of the Commerce Park campus for a 5-year period commencing December 1st, 2025 and terminating November 30th of 2030 at an initial rate of $6.24 per square foot, equaling $1,854.32 per month, or $22,251.84 for the first year, exclusive of utilities and subject to an annual increase of 3%.
Motion,
So moved.
and second.
I'll second.
Discussion. Together, that's close to 9,000 square feet. If we'd have had a separate building, would they have preferred to be in that building with?
Yes, ideally, if they were all in one building, would be preferable. But we had to split them up, really from the standpoint of retaining enough square footage in building to offer to a couple of potential operations that we're in discussions with. So we've retained enough to make it useful for other businesses to still be able to not be at full capacity, but to still be able to offer and these are all warehousing operations. These other entities would be more employment opportunities that these companies would bring. So we've chosen to retain enough square footage to bring those here over the next 12 months.
Good. Good. Let's hope in the future they grow
Mhm.
and we can construct an additional building that they can all be in that one building.
Yes, that would be ideal.
Good, something to work on. Any other discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Whitten.
Yes.
Ms. Sarah.
Yes,
Ms. Brickman.
Yes.
Okay, agenda item C4.
Agenda item C4, approval of Commerce Park Campus Building 1 boiler replacement. Boiler system in Building 1 in Commerce Park Campus is down one of the two boilers that provides heat to the lease spaces. The authority must adhere to strict performance standards set forth by the leases and New York State regulations. The following three bids were received for this project. Hydestone Mechanical Contractors, $38,200. Hoover Heating and Cooling, $46,000 even. Burns Brothers Contractors, $79,800. Tisdale Associates and staff have reviewed the details of this purchase and recommend purchasing the service from Hydestone Mechanical Contractors for the amount of $38,200.
Thank you. Motion,
So moved.
second.
I'll second.
I have no relation to Burns Brothers Contracting. No further discussion. Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Whitten.
Yes.
Ms. Sarah.
yes,
Ms. Brickman. Mr. Burns.
Yes. Agenda item. D1,
Agenda item D1, Ogdensburg International Airport, approval of grant agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation. The authority has received the 2024 Air New York Aviation Capital Grant Program Agreement from the New York State Department of Transportation, which provides for construct a new water utility construction link to the expanded terminal building and future new snow removal equipment building, SRE, planned for construction of in 2026, and the fixed space operator, FBO, with the municipal connection at the Ogdensburg International Airport, project identified as New York DOT PIN 7803.02. The Ogdensburg Bridge and Port Authority, OBPA, desires to advance the project by committing funds for the local match. The breakdown of the funding shares being New York State DOT grant, $661,456. And then Ogdensburg Bridge and Port local share will be $81,753 for a total of $743,209. Staff recommends acceptance of the grant offer from New York State Department of Transportation for work at the Ogdensburg International Airport described as construct a new water utility connection to link the expanded terminal building and future new snow removal equipment, SRE building, planned for construction in 2026, and fixed space operator FBO with municipal connection at the Ogdensburg International Airport identified as New York DOT PIN 7803.02.
thank you. Motion,
So moved.
Second.
seconded. Discussion. Now, Size of this line?
That will, we don't know that yet. I imagine it's probably 6 to 8 inches. Probably ductile iron. But part of this will be, we'll see what the engineers recommend. We also asked them, we gave them instructions on what we'd like to see for the route of the water line, but not precluding the most economical and prudent way. We basically said, this is what we'd like. And part of that would be on our property, but if we had to use the state right away, that would be certainly okay with us. But we have to see after they've looked at everything preliminarily, and they'll give us options.
Avoid going under the runway, right?
Of course, yes. So it would be probably to the
But at the present,
west end.
at the present time, we just have well water in that location.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this would give us the same municipal water that's now at the terminal. right?
Yeah, and more importantly, Charlie could elaborate on this, but with cleaning and washing down snow removal equipment would be ideal, but other thing too would be to be able to fill the fire trucks in her.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, the well, it's very rough on the well filling a 1,500 gallon truck on our E1, so.
So that was one of the things that I think sold the grant, is how important it was to the general aviation side.
Good. Which certainly improves that whole area on that side of the airport.
Correct.
Good, excellent. Any other discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Para,
Yes,
Ms. Pittman,
Yes.
Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Sutton.
Yes.
And I did.
Agenda item D2.
Yeah, item D2 is the approval of purchase airport truck spreader and for salt and urea application. The Onsbury International Airport is responsible for ensuring the highest level of passenger safety, employee safety, and operational reliability, especially during winter operation conditions, and whereas timely and effective application of salt and urea is essential to maintain safe airside and landside surfaces, including walkways, entries, parking areas, and operational vehicle routes. And whereas the airport currently requires an upgrade and proper size spreader system to ensure consistent material application, increase operational efficiency, and maintain compliance with industry standard winter operation practice. And whereas Frenchies Chevrolet Incorporated, located in Messina, New York, has provided a quote for purchase and installation of a new Fisher 8-foot stainless Tempest Sanders 2.2 cubic yards capacity, including installation and municipal discount, for a total amount of $7,044. And whereas this equipment will significantly enhance winter operation by improved traction and surface safety for passenger and employees, ensuring consistent material distribution, reducing ice-related hazards, increasing operation efficiencies, allowing staff to respond quickly during snow and ice events, reducing airport liability exposure, and ensuring compliance with safety standards, and support the airport operation readiness for all commercial flights, charter flights, and public use.
Thank you. Motion?
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? That's great to have it from a company here in St. Louis County.
Seems like a pretty good day to put this one on the agenda.
I know.
Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Pittman.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Para,
yes,
Agenda item G1.
Agenda item G1, approval of UPS internal battery full preventative maintenance service agreement with Veritiv. The UPS system is mission critical to the work that CBP performs. Their IT systems need to operate 24/7, 365 days a year in any situation. The UPS system maintenance is a requirement of the lease that the OBPA has with the General Service Administration, GSA. A brief scope of work of this service to be provided includes temperature, voltage readings, operational tests, and a complete visual inspection of the equipment. This contract comes with a warranty for the UPS equipment as well. Veritiv is sole source for the UPS system at the border station. Use of Veritiv is a historical relationship and the continuation of which is in the best interest of the authority.
Thank you. Motion?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Whitten,
Yes.
Ms. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Pittman.
Yes.
Agenda item H1.
Agenda item H1. Approval of bid award to Erie Painting and Maintenance, Inc. On December 3rd, 2025, 3 bids were received and opened for the Augsburg Prescott International Bridge U.S. Approach Truss Spans Painting Rehabilitation Project, New York State Department of Transportation Project Identification Number 7754.28. Following is a tabulation of the bids received. Contractor, Erie Painting and Maintenance, Inc., base bid $5,789,600. Base bid plus adult one, $7,580, or $7,582,400. Base bid adult plus base bid plus adult 1 and 2, $9,375,200. Base bid adult 1, 2, and 3, $11,168,000. Atlas Painting and Sheeting Corp. Base bid $6,319,000. Base bid plus adult 1, $8,469,000. Base bid plus adult 1 and 2, $10,619,000. Base bid plus adults 1, 2, and 3, $12,769,000. Liberty Maintenance, Inc., base bid $24,940,570. Base bid plus adult 1, $33,167,970. Base bid plus adult 1 and 2, $41,395,370. Base bid plus adults 1, 2, and 3, $49,622,770. The low bid amount of $9,375,200 for base bid plus adults 1 and 2 for pin 7754.28, which is 61.47% of the engineer's estimate of $15,251,621. In order to fund base bid, add alternate 1 through 3 bid, an additional funding of $420,380 will be required. The Augsburg Bridge and Port Authority is currently in discussion with the New York State Department of Transportation to allow the authority to provide the additional funding required. Greenman Peterson, Inc. has performed an extensive evaluation and due diligence of all bids and has confirmed the low qualified bidder as Erie Painting and Maintenance, Inc., and recommends that this project be awarded to Erie Painting and Maintenance, Inc. for a cost not to exceed $9,375,200, with the possibility of the OBPA funding the additional $420,380 to allow the award of adult number 3 bid subject to approval by New York State Department of Transportation, required to fully fund the project. OBPA staff concurs with Green Peterson recommendation of award to Erie Painting and Maintenance, Inc.
Thank you. Motion
So moved.
I'll second.
and seconded. Any discussion? Under the Raymond Peterson Engineering and Construction Services, under their item K, contract inspection, OBPA will retain GPI to provide full-time construction inspection services as outlined in the construction management plan submitted during PS and E. I'm assuming that means that they will see that the project moves ahead on schedule as well as can be expected. Correct? Okay. Any other discussion? Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Whitten?
Yes.
Ms. Para?
Yes,
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes. Agenda item H2.
Agenda item H2, approval of bid award to Barrett Paving Materials, Inc. On December 3rd, 2025, 2 bids were received and opened for the Augsburg Prescott International Bridge, U.S. Approach Paving Rehabilitation Project. New York State Department of Transportation Project Identification Number 7754.29. Following is a tabulation for the bids received. Barrett Paving Materials, Inc., $1,731,380. Luck Bros, Inc., $1,754,754. Greenman Peterson, Inc. has performed an extensive evaluation and due diligence of all bids and has confirmed the low qualified bidder as Barrett Paving Materials, Inc., and recommends that this project be awarded to Barrett Paving Material, Inc. for a cost not to exceed $1,731,380. OBPA staff concurs with Greenman Peterson recommendation of award to Barrett Paving Material.
Thank you. Any motion?
I'll move.
And a
second.
second? Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
I think it's nice to see these 2 projects. They're much needed for the bridge. Nice to see them moving on.
Absolutely. Susan, call the roll, please.
Ms. Para?
Yes,
Ms. Pickman?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Next one, Tab, I believe. Anything else, Mr. Lawrence?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any concluding comments from staff or board members? Anyone left online other than Di? No? Jen? Yeah, other than Jen. All right, next meeting date is scheduled for January 8th, 2026. I believe that's our annual meeting. It's a no, what? No, 8th, January 8th,
It's a Thursday.
Thursday. All right. At that time, we will need election of officers. Jen, would you serve as chair of the nominating committee?
Yes.
Okay, we're all set. If not, that date and that time, then you'll get back to us. Anything else? Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
made and
I'll second.
seconded. All those in favor say aye. Anyone, no one's opposed, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a happy holiday.
You too.
Holiday, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Di. Bye, Jen.
Take care, everybody.
That's right.